So defending your homestead is tough. You need to know your terrain, your environment. You need to make raids calls, as we were talking about. You need to have a good escape plan. You know what neighbors you can trust. You need to make improvements and have a plan. Just don't walk out of your 5-acre lot home and say, oh no, it's doomsday, I'm gonna defend this. Without a plan for you and whoever guys you can have to help you, it's gonna probably fail pretty bad. Once you come up with a plan, make sure you practice the plan. Go force on force. Think, where, if I was the enemy, where would I come in at? How I would attack. Put yourself in their shoes. Agree? You need, go ahead.
Honestly evaluate how defensible your position is.
Yes, we'll get into that.
If it's not a defensible position, you better pack up what you need and leave.
And I think defense is a good point, you know, securing your fortress first and then working your way
Perimeters,
out.
yes. We'll go into all that. I have the whole, we'll take it step by step of what you consider what you do.
So if there's, in the way that it switches, that if one goes out on accident, you gotta force outage, you can have another one. So realistically, if there's big area outages, there's a bigger problem that you need to pay attention to. So if it's isolated here and there, then you know it's normal. But if there's regions that are out, there's something going on. Pay attention.
All right, we're gonna go into obstacles here, gentlemen. How many different types of obstacles are defined as different use? How many types are there that basically basic militaries use? There's like 4 different basic types of obstacles that you would do to make somebody do something. Like, let's just say if you want to taunt the guy, you would put up an obstacle. You can use barbed wire because it'll taunt the guy one way. I mean, you might push him into a kill zone. That makes sense? Yeah. Disruption is a type of an obstacle, okay? It basically designed, if you use disruption, it is basically used to break up the enemy formation or tempo. So it'll break up their game plan. Like barbed wire can be used as a tool to cause disruption. Taunt, that's another type of obstacle. Taunt, it basically affects the enemy and adjusts his AA, basically his avenue of advance, you follow me? It basically adjusts his avenue of approach, avenue of advance, whatever you want to call it. It basically makes him to taunt his direction of travel. So if you put up taunt obstacles, like a fence, he hits that fence, now he has to taunt and go a different direction. 3 is a blocking obstacle. It is basically meant to stop his attack on a specific path or stop his passage through. That makes sense? So basically, a blocking obstacle, again, could be a wall, you know, so he can't go forward no farther. I mean, he has to stops his, a gate would be a good example. Because, you know, you stop the vehicle on the road, he can't get off the road, you know, he's blocked. 4th is fixed. A fixed obstacle affects or slows down his advance so you can target him. The reason why they define them as all this and go over all this is because it's easier to think, all right, I want to turn the guy into a kill zone here. So I need to use a taunt obstacle. What can I use for a taunt obstacle? It can be barbed wire, it can be a wall, it can be anything, you know what I mean? So it helps make you plan out where you want to put obstacles and how you want to use them. Okay, all the fencing is great, but without someone watching the fence or cameras watching the fence, in time they'll get through any fence.
Yep.
So the best thing is to have a gun on the fence. Tie them into your defensive position. Driveways, gates. A gate is a great stop obstacle on a driveway. If you, again, they can go steer a semi, sacrifice it, get through it, but it takes a lot more effort. Of course, then you could put blocks down in front of the gate that will stop them from doing that. So a gate is great. a gate probably will be the most place where family members that are looking for help, neighbors looking to help, where they'll come, probably come to the gate, right? And we'll get into that in a little bit, how to deal with that, what you do. But the gate is key. The gate also, but on the gate you should put at least a 308 rifle. A semi-automatic 308 rifle needs to be on the gate because you need something that is big to stop anything that's coming up on you. Now, a Barrett 50 is good, but the problem is most guys have what? Boat axe and Barretts. A boat axe and Barrett is about effing worthless in this situation. You got one shot. Now people argue with me, this is my opinion, but
And if you had it as a support weapon, would be great. I wouldn't want it to be my only weapon.
yeah. Walls can be great, but a lot of times guys can climb over walls. Anyone ever been down to South America? Spent time down in South America?
Yep.
Okay, what do? They build humongous ass walls, don't they?
They put glass on.
Yes, they put grass on them. They're usually what, 1.5 feet thick,
Yeah.
10, 12 feet tall, grass and barbed wire. If there's just, let's just say for example, you got a home and there's two guys, you have two guys out watching the home, you know what I mean? It was nighttime, most stuff happens at night, but we'll get into combat multipliers later on. Basically, the textbook way of security for the minimum you can protect an area is 2 men, 180 and 180. That's infantry, textbook, everything textbook, 100 and 180. So if you have a home, you can put a guy here and a guy here, okay? Basically, you got 180 security, you know what I mean? You even got some lanes of fire here if you get into it. Key thing is, you want them to have some type of defensive position, fighting position, whatever the word you might be to use it. So you want to improve their positions around them, okay? You also want them to have good cover and concealment, because you don't want anybody to know that they're there, because if they, chances are, any group that has walked away from shot is on a recon in your area, and what they're going to do if they see a guy here behind a pot or behind a log, what are they going to do when they come in?
Take him out first.
They're going to
right?
sniper them. And most of the time when they do these type of raids and training, when you're taught, is everything's fast and quick, because you don't want them to have time to react. Am I right or wrong? So you also want these guys to have good flexibility so they can react to the contact and move, not pin down and get pinned down, as we all know out here when we do force on force. You get pinned down without support, you're dead. So that's typically the textbook way of doing it. People say, you know, what can you do to make the position to hide it? What are some ideas? Well, what's some ideas you can go outside of your house here and do that?
Foliage, sandbags.
Yep.
Sandbags behind some bushes, right?
Yep.
So you can't see the sandbags.
Looks normal.
What about trash cans filled with door?
Yeah.
It's not as obvious. I've heard people say firewood, stacks of firewood. I don't know, that could work. Me and Private Palm were gonna shoot some firewood rolls one time to see if they do stop a board. Because I don't know if it will or not, one roll of firewood, because it's not really compressed, and as we've shot here, you know, 308 will go through a lot of trees that's compressed. So I don't know dry firewood, not compressed, how well it works. I don't know. But we'll let you know when we shoot and try it.
You wouldn't want
5.56, maybe not a 30 cal.
Yeah,
You wouldn't want a combustible stack up close to your home anyway.
yeah, that's the good point. Yeah, that's just a good point.
Checked it.
But get back to the basement. This is what I would do if I lived in the city. In this, I would go in my basement. I would fortify a bunker underneath there, out of sandbags, wood, whatever. Have a way to shoot down the stairway. So if they start coming down the stairway, you can mow them down. Block that bitch up, make a man trap. Anybody know what a man trap is? That's where you go down the door when you can't go no farther and you're trapped in there, okay?
Funnel them into one spot.
Yeah, front them into one spot. Make killjoys, choke points. We'll go into that. I would do that. I would block off all the windows and doors so they have to come in one way of your house, okay? So if they come in one way, you know that they're coming in through this door. Anybody else that you know is a friendly, you have a radio, they radio you coming in, they tap on the floor before they come in. If you don't hear that, you know it's a bad guy. You paint out all your walls and rooms on the ceiling of your floor of your basement. So you know where the hallway is at, so you can shoot up through the floor at them, okay? Also, so your family's protected in the basement. You have gun positions going up the stairs through the floor, okay? So it'll take an act of God for them to get you out of your basement. You agree? And all your good supplies down there.
Make sure you've got an escape though, because
Yes, that's my
fire
next
is
point.
very heavily used by the current protesters.
The key to that is have a good escape plan out of your basement.